Welcome to another video. This video is going to be about how to solve a very basic, a very simple NPV question on the ACCA practice platform. So we will start with the heading of the net present value on the first cell, and we will make this bold because it is a heading, and increase its size accordingly as you like, and we need to adjust the row height accordingly also. On the second row, I will write the period's name. So period 0 meaning today, period 1 meaning 1 year later, period 2 meaning 2 year later, 3, 4, 5, and so on, depending on how long the project's life is. On the row below it, you will write sales volume, and you will round the figures to 1000 units. So why are we rounding the figures to 1000 units? Because this will maintain the simplicity and clarity in your answer. And on the row below it, you will write comma, dollar sign, and triple zeros, and copy paste to the following cells. The reason why I have used the comma sign here is that if I remove this, then see what happens. These zeros are just vanished. Even if I again write triple zeros, it will just show me 1 0. So that is why it is must to write the comma sign before, and then put dollar sign, and then double zeros, and then triple zeros. Enter. Now this will work. Another thing you need to do is that select the data and make this appear on the middle. Select this button. So this will also make it look more professional. Let's make the years bold, and this is also a heading, so make this also bold. So now let's assume that we have to calculate the revenue figure. So I will write revenue. In these lines, we will be writing all the cash flow items. So let's assume we have the cash flow item of revenue and our sales units. Let's just assume some figures. So let's assume that our sales 1 year later were 5000 units. So I will write 5 here. And also it is will also look more professional if you select all the data and click on this button and click on this. So this will show two decimal places. So this will also be helpful when you are dealing with the figures that are rounded to 1000. So year one, after year one, our figures are 5000 units. Sales volume is, and let's assume that our sales are increasing by 400 units each year. So I will plus 0.4, because 0.4 is 0.4 thousand is equal to 400 units. So our sales after 2 years would be 5.4 thousand units, and then I will copy paste to the following cell. So this means that each year our sales are increasing by 400 units. So now revenue, let's calculate the revenue figure. So let's assume our selling price is $3 per unit. So I will write 3 multiplied by 5, 15,000. So our revenue 1 year later is going to be 15,000 units, $15,000. And then I will copy paste to the following cells. So 16.2, $17.4 thousand, and then $19.8 thousand. So you see, when you are following this format, this makes the calculation much easier. For variable cost, we'll also multiply this with the sales volume. So let's calculate the variable costs. Now let's assume that the variable costs are $2 per unit. So I will write $2 per unit multiplied by 5. So this is the variable cost. But here's the problem. The problem is that the variable costs are cash outflows, so these must be shown as a negative figure. So how do I make this a negative figure? I will place bracket around it, around the formula, and then place a negative sign before it. So this will make the answer come as a negative figure. So let's see if it has been done correctly in the last cell. So 2 multiplied by 6.6, and the answer is showing as a negative figure. So yeah, we have done this correctly. So revenue minus variable cost, and then let's assume that the only other cash item is the initial investment. So we will write initial investment, and let's assume it was $20,000. So minus 20. And now I have to place a border in it, because in the next row I have to calculate the net cash flow for each year. So net cash flow, I have to now put border below it. So I will select the cells and I will go to the format button and select the cells button here. And then I will go to the border, and now I have to select the color of the border. I have previously used the border, that is why black color has already been selected. If you open it, it won't be selected for you. So let's assume it was clicked on here. Then you will go to the black color and click on the black color, and then you will select the border, darkness of the border, the border style of the border. The first one is preferable, and then select the border type that you want to add. So for example, if I want to add the border on the left side of this cell, then I will select the left. I want to remove this. Maybe it is not getting. If I click on this again, it is not removing. So I guess if I click on the none button and then remove, maybe this will work. Yeah, it's working. If you want to remove some border, let's say you click on this and you added the top border. Now you want to remove the top border. So you will click on the none and then click on this top border. Then this will remove the border. So I want to add this style of border, and bottom border, I will click on this and click on apply. So border has been applied. This is how you apply the borders. So now you need to calculate the net cash flow for each year. You will use the sum formula is equal to sum, bracket open, and select the cell that you want to sum. Enter, and then I will copy paste this formula to the next cells. So let's see if it has worked correctly in the last cell. So yeah, it has added the 19.8 thousand figure and deducted the 13.2 figure. So the answer is 6.6. So yeah, it has done this correctly. And now I have to write the discount rate here. Discount rate. So let's assume it was 12%. Now it is not showing as a percentage. If you want it to appear as a percentage, you will click on the percentage button and click here. So it will be showing you a percentage figure to two decimal places. Now I want to calculate NPV. Now listen to this carefully because NPV calculation is a bit tricky. Let me just select all this and make this appear on the right side of the cells. So now let's calculate the NPV. So I will use the NPV formula, which is equal to NPV, bracket open, and I will select the cell with the discount rate in it. It is B9, so I have selected the cell B9 and I have put comma, and then I will select the net cash flows from year 1 onwards. I'm repeating, I have to select the cells the net cash flows from year 1 onwards, not from year 0. So now if I put enter, then the figure that is coming, it is $20,580,000. This is not NPV. This is not net present value. What is this figure? $20,580,000. What is this figure? This figure is the present value of the future cash flows. What is this figure? This is the present value of the future cash flows. This is not net present value. If I am about to come to the net present value, I have to deduct the initial investment from this. So what is the initial investment? It is 20 million. So I will select this cell, and now if I put the enter, this is the NPV, $0.58 thousand. Now obviously the all the figures that I have used in the calculation were rounded to $1,000. This also means that the NPV answer would also be rounded to $1,000. It is running to many decimal places. I think 2 decimal places are enough. So I will select this, and it has now been rounded to 2 decimal places. So now in the next cell, I must write this that the answer is rounded to $1,000. So now this is the answer. I should make this appear a bit bigger because of course it is an answer. So I think 14 would be enough. So yeah, this is the answer. Now you will write the recommendation part. What is the recommendation? Recommendation is remember the recommendation part. It is always the same, that if the NPV is positive, then that would mean to accept the project. If the NPV is negative, then reject the project. So accept the project, simple. This simple thing would be earning you marks. We can also make this bigger because it is an answer, it is recommendation. Adjust the row height accordingly. So yeah, this is how you are going to solve a very basic, a very simple net present value question. This will be your format. You will be practicing so many questions. So even if you don't understand some of the parts, for example, let's say NPV calculation, sorry. So it will be repeated in the next video. So we will meet in the next video. Bye.